Why, hello my lovely Flosstube friends. Hasn't it been a long time? Again. So, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all having wonderful weather. In the sunny south, as you can imagine, we have sunny weather. So it's like 26 or 27 degrees today. We're due thunderstorms, I think, later on today. So that might cool things off, and I think we're due for a little bit more of a wetter and cooler time. So I might actually get some stitching done. Yay! So obviously I knew I wasn't going to get much stitching done because there was so much going on in the garden. There was lots of alterations taking place, so I knew that my time was going to be spent outside rather than inside. And do you know what? I even tried taking my stitching outside one day when I'd finished my gardening, and I thought, you know what, I just want to sit out there in the sun and put my feet up. I can't stitch in the sun. I don't know if you can stitch in the sun, but I can't stitch in the sun. The fabric's glaring at me, it's all too bright. I lasted maybe all of 10 minutes and I was just like, this isn't working. So my plan was that rather than sort of worrying about getting lots of projects, movement on a lot of projects, I thought I'd just basically hit one or two to try and make them sort of focus pieces, because I knew I wasn't going to be stitching very much. Obviously, because I'm not stitching very much, there's really not much purchasing going on. In fact, almost none. There is none. Other than the fact that obviously I'm part of the Fabric of the Month Club with Chromatic Alchemy. So since I last spoke to you, I've had two new ones turn up. My standard size is 28 count Brittany, 18 by 26, but when I saw this colour, when she done sort of the email to say, okay, this is this month's Fabric of the Month colour, and then she shows the difference in Ada, even weave and linen, I saw the linen and just had to have it in the linen. I don't even know how to say the name of it. Is it Lazurite? Lazurite? There's this one. But look at the colours in that. Sorry about the glare. There you go. Maybe a little bit less glare. But it was such a lovely colour and so vibrant on the linen that I really had to have that. So I got that. But then this month's, like May's, is it May's Fabric of the Month? Yeah, May's Fabric of the Month was a much more spring, vibrant thing. So again, I went with the normal Lugana because that's my standard setting. And it's called Soul, and it's like orangey, tangerine colours. So there's the colour. That's actually pretty true to life. But yeah, so I was just like, I like that colour. What I'm going to stitch on it, I don't know, but I will find something to stitch on it eventually when I actually get round to doing some damn stitching. So right, this is going to be probably the shortest video you've ever had from me, and I apologise, but I'm not going to sit here and waffle on about stuff that I haven't actually got to show you. So I can't show you the garden yet, so for all of those that were lovely and keep sending me messages down, I'd love to see a spot of the garden. The spring stuff's gone, so my azaleas, my rhododendrons, they're all gone off to sleep, so all of their blooms have gone. And in the minute, I'm waiting for everything summer. So I have, God, somewhere in the region of about 30, maybe 40 dahlias that are in the garden that are sprouting up lovely, but not, it's just foliage. So at the minute, everything's very green, everything's looking very lush, but there's not any actual colours to show you. So until that happens, until we get into sort of July, August, when we're in abundance of blooms, then I'll share. I think the only thing that are out is my roses. My roses are out, but then mine are repeat flowering, so they should be flowering right the way through. So for those that were interested, for those that are not, fine, no worries. But for those that are interested, I will do a video of the sneak peek of my back garden, which is not as you would think, I don't think. I don't think it is. I think, it's sort of a mediocre type, it's just beginning type garden. I mean, it's only been the last 2 years that I've been doing my garden, because before that it was a bit of a building site. So there's lots of planters and raised flower areas, but then obviously there's one big flower bed, there's a sort of like alpine garden section, but it's not really, it's not quite your cottage garden, but we're working on it. So I've got a pergola, I've got climbers, I've got climbing roses, I've got evergreen clematis, I've got jasmine, but again, nothing's in bloom. Nothing. The only thing that's blooming right now is a mass amount of roses. So I'm not going to show you that. And I said I wasn't going to waffle through this. Ignore me. Right, okay, so the 2 bits of stitching I've done, and it is just 2 projects. Mother, if you're watching, we're going to do this again. If you're watching, turn off the camera. Turn off the video. Don't watch it, because you'll be spoiling if you do. You know I love you, but please, for once, do as I ask. Switch off. Okay, so she's gone. She promised me last time when I asked her to do that she did switch off, so she reckons she hasn't actually seen any of it. So you'll remember from my last video, a long time ago, that I was doing this as my mum's surprise birthday. It's the Lizzie Kate. Oh, I bought this chart. It was at the last stitching retreat, where we had like a stash table where you could basically sell the charts and bits that you didn't want. And one of the lovely ladies there had a couple of these Lizzie Kates, and I've never stitched a Lizzie Kate before. Do you know what? I picked this up for £2. Just a chart. It was just the chart on its own, nothing else. Wasn't even sure whether it would get done, but then obviously with the words, and obviously my mum saw it, and my mum basically made a comment. So I thought, well, seeing as mummy's made a comment, I best stitch or something. And to be honest, I've done a couple of pieces for like weddings and anniversaries and stuff, but I've never actually stitched anything for anyone. So I thought, well, why not make the first one my mum? So anyway, this is where I've got to. So this is to prove that I haven't just done nothing. So this is where we're at. I changed out the colours to DMCs because it was a bit of a last minute decision to do it, and I thought I'm not gonna do it and get special threads in and wait, and because it was so last minute. So yeah, so I've got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, line 5, so I'm there. So I've got this line, the rest of this line, and this line, and then it should be done. Now, whether I can get this done in time for her birthday, I don't know. But so today is the 2nd of June. Her birthday is the 22nd of June. And I've still got to find a way of getting it framed, because obviously I can't give it to her just like that. It needs to be framed as well. So I'm sort of against the clock with it a little bit. And obviously with being at work and even when I'm working from home, I'm so busy with work, even when I'm working from home, it's not like I can sort of sit on a conference call and do a spot stitching or you know, in my lunchtime. I mean, to be honest, my lunches, I haven't even really had time for a lunch, even when I'm working from home. So I have been somewhat rather busy, and then obviously with the garden, because the garden won't wait. It's not something that waits. You know, when everything's going a bit crazy out there, it has to be done. So, and why not? It's fabulous weather. I mean, it's been great weather. I love great weather. And, you know, there's plenty of time when it's no doubt it's going to rain and it's going to be horrid. That'll be the time that I sit indoors and do my stitching. So, I must admit, I've lapsed on my housework as well. So, my housework is rather behind. So, but hey, again, housework, that's always there. That never goes anywhere, does it? And it doesn't matter, come rain, come shine, there's always something to do in the house. So, okay, the only other project that I've worked on, she says, what does it do with the bit of paper that it came with? Oh, people, see? So disorganised. Here it is. I knew I had it here. So the other project that I've decided to make a bit of a focus piece to see if I can hurry up and get it finished is my grey spaces. So here's what it will look like, and this one's by Josephine Wall. And I don't know if I've got a picture of where you last saw it. If I have, I'll show it to you now. And this is where we're up to now. So it looks a bit weird because I've gone off in loads of different directions, but there is a method to the madness, I promise. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see, I stagger my edges so that I don't end up with big lines across it. But because I'd done the Heaven and Earth challenge, the one where we done blocks in diagonals, I already had some of this filled in. So obviously I've been working my way down, but obviously I'm concerned because I've got this section here. So I basically filled in all of this section and done these 2 blocks to make those square, and I'm now working down this side to bring this side down, because obviously that's the edge of the pattern. If I can get that in, then that's another line that will disappear, and then from then on I'm going to stagger down this way and stagger down this way, and somewhere around here is her face. So now you understand the reason why I'm making this a focal point, because I really hope to get this finished and I can't wait to see her face. But the problem with this pattern is it's so confetti heavy, like ridiculously. All of these flowers, all of these areas, all this bit around the top of her head, it is ridiculously confetti heavy. Obviously once I get to her face here, it's going to ease off, but I've still got all this bit down here, which is again all more confetti. So my plan is, by doing the staggering, it will make it so that her face comes last, so I get the best bit. I'm basically saving the best bit till last. I mean, I'm down to about here, and currently I'm about, I don't know, I've got this bit here, but I'm about here. So obviously I'm hoping that once we get to her face, that will go a lot faster, because it does seem to be, you know, you do a couple of 10 by 10 blocks and that takes me all night. That's how bad it's been, especially like in these areas where there's just so many different colours. But it is lovely. But I want a face. I'm bored of flowers. I know. I love real ones. But no, I'm bored of stitching these flowers now. The flowers and the background is getting rather dull. So I'm doing everything in my power to get to her face and get a finish. So, and I've had to hide, I've literally hidden my chatelaine, because I keep getting this overwhelming urge to get the chatelaine out, and I'm thinking, no, don't get the chatelaine out, because if the chatelaine comes out, you won't finish this one. So I'm like, no, okay, chatelaine is staying out of my way, nowhere to be seen, hidden away, all covered up so that I don't see her, because don't see it, because that way I won't have this undying urge to just go, sod it, take this one out and put the chatelaine in. So yeah. But that's it, people. Told you, short and sweet. Short, probably the shortest video I've ever done. I am not going to sit here and say to you, oh yes, well I'm going to get loads of stitching in over the next month or so, because that's unlikely. Obviously in the UK the best of our weather is normally July and August. I mean, not to say that May and June aren't bad. May can be a bit iffy. June is normally like it is, so it's hot, it's humid. We get days of sun and get days of cloud. But it is very mild in the south, so even in, this is sort of in some respects, we moan about the British weather, but here in the southeast of the country we do get the better side of the weather. So I mean, either like end of May, beginning June, we've still got temperatures that are sort of, you know, 20 odd degrees, which is a nice comfortable temperature to be outside pottering, and I like to be outside. When the weather's nice, I like to be outside. I like to get a breath of fresh air. I like to get busy. And then when the real serious heat kicks in, which will be July and August, when it gets ridiculously hot, like up close to the 30s, and we have our little mini heat wave, that's when I just want to lay around in the sun, because no one wants to work in the sun when it's that hot. I know you out in America, you know, on Australia, you're like, 30? Is that all? But the thing is, we don't even have air conditioning over here. We don't have air conditioning. So when it gets to 30 degrees outside and our house is like 28, 29 degrees and there's no respite from it, it zaps you. There's absolutely nothing you want to do. I mean, we've got air conditioning in the office. There's none on my trains, which is horrific. It's like being in a saucepan and boiling is the only way to describe it. But then obviously we have the issue that we don't have a breeze. The humidity is extremely high. It's not like a dry heat where it's bearable. It's actually a humidity heat. So listen to me moaning about hot weather in the UK when we barely get any. So anyway, needless to say, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to get lots of stitching done over the next couple of months because it's unlikely. Again, once we get past the best of the weather and September comes and, you know, we start rolling into autumn, that's when my outside time reduces and my inside time begins. So I hope you're all enjoying the weather. I hope you're all getting massive amounts of stitching done in my lack of getting stitching done. I know I've been very neglectful. I haven't been on Facebook. I haven't been on Instagram. I haven't been on my blog. Basically, from a social media perspective, I've sort of fell off the face of the earth, and I do apologise for that, but we all know, we all lead busy lives. You know, I work full time, I've got a garden and a house and a family to keep. My stitching is my hobby, but I've also got gardening, so something has to give somewhere. Social media, you know, I'm one of those people that if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep, or just before I'm going to bed, I scroll through and I have a little look at bits and pieces. But obviously that's not the time that I'm going to be sitting there going, oh yeah, that's really lovely, because you just don't comment, because you're just looking for going, oh that's nice, hit like, oh that's nice, hit like. So you'll probably see lots of little likes from me, but not very much in the way of comments. So I apologise for that, but I'm not apologising for not being on social media. You know, I get to it when I get to it, but everything else takes precedence over social media. So, right, that's it, we're done. Over. On that note, have a good day everybody. Have a lovely stitchy time. And I'll see you, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, around the same time next month. Have a lovely time all. See you all again soon. Bye bye for now.